All right, welcome back to Dan's Trades. It's been a while. I appreciate anyone listening. Always welcome to feedback or comments, but life is definitely interesting. I've been not trading live for a little while. That's why I haven't been making any recordings, but this is kind of interesting. I sat down this morning. Today is May 6th, 2025, and we're just watching MNQ right now. That's a nice move. Just took out the previous hour. That's what I was looking for. I thought it was going to happen at 10:30. That's why I started recording this. For some reason, I was going to be like, if this happens directly at 10:30, I'm crazy. So what I did is I was watching, let's see if it's fine, 15 minute, 5 minute. I'm looking at 15-second right now. I was seeing a 4-hour potential retracement. And then the 1 hour obviously just did a reversal. So on the intermediate time frames, so higher time frame, we were let me look back over here at my monthly chart on a different one. Yeah, the weekly's bearish. The monthly was bearish until just now. The monthly actually just crossed over its opening price right there, which is interesting. I'm just curious to see where today goes. Weekly is definitely bearish. Daily was bearish. 12-hour was bearish at the time. So it was a higher time frame bearish, so it's definitely a retracement setup type trade. But then down at the lower time frames, where if you understand price delivery, you can find trades that may be contrarian to the higher time frame. So I realized I was in that, so I was going to take maybe some profits sooner than typical. And obviously I haven't been in the seat a lot lately, so I was just getting warmed back up. So I've been practicing. So we're on a paper trading account, full disclosure. And I saw a nice potential for a run higher. I was looking for higher prices in a short time frame. And these are FX4 OHLC indicators from David. Love it. Helps train your mind, train your eye, and see what you see. Everyone sees things differently. Do your own testing, but things are starting to gel. I love it. This is a 5 minute, so saw this. We were down here, waited for 10 o'clock. And I wanted to, my target terminus was right here. First take profit was right here. And I'll show you why. And I'll just pull these up until I'm not full of it. So I got in right there. Looking for an immediate rebalance potential right after closing at the top of this end dog. Purple, this is an end dog. Under the covers, I have an indicator that's free one for that one. Then I guess one more entry here, right at the bottom of it. It's looking at for this to be the breakaway gap. We had just swept that liquidity, whatever I marked that from. Higher time frame, I don't see it right now. That might be, is that the OHLC indicator? Let me see. Oh, it's an Asia high, or it's an Asia low, excuse me. That's what that is. I got the free ICT indicator on there too, so yeah, that's a previous Asia low. Right there. So that's what the blue line is. So it's nice to have, just understand where good points of interest are. So knowing that that's what that is, you can see that on the higher time frames, just not on the 15-second chart is easy. 2 stabs down, new macro starting. There was my entries. Target right there. The bodies was my target, 821.25. You see the carrot. And then I saw it was a new, so that was at the end of the macro. So I knew once the macro was over, it's like, yeah, we can probably chop around. What I thought might happen was, and I just got aggressive on my stop, which obviously we're watching happen now. We got another target up here. See if it happens right at 10:30. That's what I was thinking. This is 10:30 right here. So I took Initial profits right there, 821. It's a nice 30 handles away. I'll take that. Not bad for getting back in the saddle, right? And then, so we had obviously a combined first entry, second entry, so we're right about here is our break even. 85, yep. So pulled two off there, then I just rolled the stop up here because once this broke above, closed above, short time frame, I didn't want to see it go back below this. So I'd rolled my stop below this low because I would implement a change in state of delivery going the other way. So that's where I put my stop. Yeah, it was aggressive, and that's perfectly fine just because I'm getting back in the saddle. I was expecting potential, who knows? I thought I was going to consolidate a little bit more potentially. I was looking for that, so just watching it. So again, aggressive stop. It is what it is. They literally got me to the tick. Super funny. And I was sitting there before. Like I had it up here. I think it's still interesting. There's a nice terminus. Boom. So I did get stopped out. And I thought, watch, if it hits at 10:30, I'm going to start recording and talk about it. So that's why suddenly it was ripping up as I was trying to get Camtasia running. So that's a beautiful exit right there, potential. I had my terminus here, actually. 864. I could even... I mean, I could probably... Doesn't show me, okay. Yeah, so that was a nice little morning of 275 micros. Not that the numbers matter, but it is what it is. So here's the practice I've been doing. Not a whole lot lately. One trade yesterday, 200 bucks. 28th, a couple small scalps. A couple losses. That was when the account was reset since then. Or at least I can't see it. What's under there? There's a 1250 down there. There's where it started at 10,000. So started off the bat with a nice win and gave some small trades back. Got one back. A couple losses. And then I'm just chipping away. So it's up 1,500 since I reset this one a couple weeks ago. 11.5%. Trade micros on the paper account, just keeping sharp because we're going through a lot of stuff in life right now. Check that out. That's really interesting right there. We just took that. This is also a previous monthly SSL area I've got notated here that we've obviously had already traded through, but sometimes when you leave things on, it gets interesting and you don't even realize it till later. So we just broke through. Here's the hourly high. There's that 8 o'clock high, so that's nice. I'd say we're probably going to be still bullish up here. These are this 15-minute chart here. These are the ones ICT talked about the other day. If you saw that about the gray pools. I marked them off the other day and just checking it out. And finding this very interesting. I just kind of left there see that wick that we were talking about that day. And just look how it's still later. I mean, maybe it's random, maybe it's not. But really wouldn't surprise me to see it go right there in the next hour. Look at 10:30. Who knows? There's that 10:30 line. That would be really wicked. That would be a huge run. It's not going to jump unless I can't say anything. This isn't no news day, so let's pull that up just to see it to make sure. I'm pretty sure it was. I knew it was. I'm already done trading, so I already forgot about that. It's funny how fast you forget once you're in the zone. Forex calendar. Yeah. No news today. So this can go anywhere. Fed FOMC tomorrow. It's the day before FOMC. They're expecting it to be no change. Just out of curiosity, what's on the market that they're blaming things on? Wobbling economy will push Fed to cut interest rates later this year. That'll be interesting. See, they got to set up the news for it. Adventures await trade deals. Fed decision. VIX is up. Everybody else is down. I like watching AP News. It's funny how that one's second, the other one's first. No new war today, so yeah. Oh, yep, hello. Retracing. Pure accumulation hourly candle, or 50-minute candle, excuse me. There's a Sibi right here that's interesting. Come here. We'll see where that closes in a minute and a half. So there's the 15. Here's that Sibi. Here's 1030. 1030 is usually pretty interesting. That's actually probably where it's going to close, about there. It's not going to go much farther. Pure accumulation, open, low, high, close, right on it. Let's watch that. 15 seconds, one more candle. And these are higher time frame quadrants that are drawn from like daily, weekly, monthly, higher time frame charts. That's why these are of interest. And then you see them as this way. That SSL monthly, or that previous monthly sell side that we've been trading below. Could be some higher time frame order pairing on a monthly chart that's now turning bullish. Let's see. 3, 2, 1, blast off. All right, there's new 1030. Let's see what we got cooking. Smoke right through that and probably retrace back down because we got a lot of inefficiency right here on this PO3 going back to here. These are higher time frame PO3 stacked side by side. What's this one? That's the other dog. Let's go here. That's the 1 hour, and this should be the 4 hour then. Or no, 15 minute, excuse me. 1 hour and 50 minutes. There you go. So I could easily see a 1 hour retracement come down and fill us in for a 1 hour immediate rebalance. Or not a 1 hour. Just never mind me. I'm not here to teach. That was fun. I was curious where 1030 would go. So that did the high here, 19,910. 898.25. Invert this fair value gap. Or yeah, consolidation. Play around, go all the way down here. So if we look over here on the 15, yeah, if it retraces down to here, that'd be a 15-minute immediate rebalance. That's what I was looking at. So this will be an interesting point to watch. 865. Which is right here, which is also a quadrant on the opening range gap. Huh, that's interesting. Oh, too funny. It is a large opening range gap day, so I'll take that for a nice little trade. It's not a bad scalp. It's always fun when you actually get done and you see where it actually is in the bigger picture. Then you start to learn, it's like, okay. Like I can't be sad with that. Well, there's some pretty prime entries if you ask me. I mean, yeah, a hair drawdown, but not really. Some nice exits. And then that was actually just a really aggressive stop exit. I should have, could have, would have, should have, but just hindsight looking at it, right? This was my target. I just got just a quarter bit too aggressive. I could have just used this quadrant. Or just used this whole, I think that was before I might have drew this in, so I forget when I drew what. I wish I would have recorded the whole thing, so note to self, keep recording more often, Dan. Hopefully it helps you guys too. It's kind of interesting to see the process. Watch how it plays out in your brain. No News Tuesday. Total engineering liquidity right there. Triple top, that must be really good resistance level, right? Kid, I'm sorry. I mean, once you start to see this enough, it's just insane. It's actually going to go either way right here, 50-50, because look at this. It's nice liquidity building right here, too. So we're just engineering more liquidity for you jokers out there still trading on a No News Tuesday. I'm kidding. Trade whatever you want. I don't give a rip, as long as it's helping you. All right, I'll probably quit this one for now. I'm just curious what I want to see it over there, because I know it's coming. You know it is. They don't just leave that there for nothing. This is a previous, the 19906. Very interesting. Let's go look at back when that was, when I tagged that. It's a reclaimed PD array from way back. Check that out. Up to 2040-60. Should I throw that on there real quick? I think I got that still. Yeah, I got 2 degrees. Good stuff. Just because I'm curious now. Like, I don't want to do the math right now. May 1st. It's only 5 days. It's in the 20. This is a sweet. I'm just curious, is it showing? Am I seeing? Does it work on the 15? What am I on here? Yeah, 15 minutes. Do I have to do both? Classic and low time frame. There we go. Boom. We're definitely in the empty range. Interesting that PD array itself in the big picture of things, zooming out, there's 20. This is up to 20 right there. These are previous higher time frame PD arrays. Weekly, daily. Check that out. Very interesting, right? Daily fair value gap. Look at where it traded to and then just left a hair. Came back down, respected. It's just nuts. Here's a daily fair value gap that it's tagging off of. That CE point just about. Not getting down there. I mean, it's just crazy when you start watching this stuff enough. It's insane. Yeah, we're going to eat up all this stuff. This is an NWOG. It's the black hole, right? So I was just taking a scalp in that direction. So many things that you train your brain to see that I just look at getting longer and longer. It's like, yeah, look at this. Look at these targets. We'll see if I grow into that or not one day. Yeah, so it just barely dug into the upper area of that previous 15-minute. Respecting consequent encroachment, acting as an inversion fair value gap. Taking the liquidity right here. I got the next ones up here. Yeah, so here's those PD arrays. Those old ones. I mean, that's literally on it. That's the CE of that wick that he was talking about a couple days ago. I find that interesting. Maybe it's random. But it's just awesome. So, okay. Tangent over. Sorry. Different tools. David's got some wicked stuff. Which it's just helping you see it, so. Shout out to you, my man, David. Appreciate you building these tools that, once you've heard the man talk enough, Mr. Michael ICT, and all by the grace of God that all of this is possible. Thank you, Lord. He just can't, it's just amazing. I'm just in awesome times. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's totally going up here. But I'm not going to sit and look at it anymore. That's cool. I just want to record this, look down. Let's wait at the 15. Let's reset this guy. So right off the charts on the 5-minute. Right at that monthly price point. It's just a magnet right there. It's playing right around it. I think that's random. Must be random, right? All right. Anything else that I wanted to talk about? I might do more different things. I don't know. Many people don't even make it this far anyway, so. One of the reasons that, and I'm even going to go there. Let's just curious what's going on. Just got slightly interesting there. You start to see that manipulation. It's kind of fun to watch, see how they, because you know when something goes from here to here, that's not normal. Like that wick totally caught my eye. They're starting to play games again. We're coming up to the next 5-minute here. It's totally going to go higher. You see it too, and the wicks start painting. Look at this. Yeah, see the wicks? Like, TradingView can't keep up right now anymore. That's when you can see it's time. Are you seeing this? I hope you can see this. If you're watching, obviously you're watching the replay because I'm not live. 10:40. Interesting. Let's make this bigger. This quadrant looks nice. That's a juicy target right there. Previous. Stated delivery on the 15-minute is bullish. Just consolidating. This swing low tapped into this order block. I'm not here to teach, I'm just looking. I'll probably say something's wrong anyways, but I'm just reading what's here because that's what this beautiful indicator does. There's my exits again. Once we got above that CE, that was nice. I still can't believe that. Stupid. All I was going for was right here. I wasn't even going for all this. Whatever, it's fine. Another macro coming in 10 minutes. Oh, maybe that's what I was just going to ask. If anyone's made it this far and you're listening, would you watch me just tape read live? I'm thinking about going live. I don't know. I'm not going to trade live. Hell no. So don't even think about it. I've already done enough things to build stress, but I'm just curious if people would find value in it out of curiosity. See, because everyone's brain sees these things differently. I mean, it's crazy. There's a couple traders I've known for over a decade now. We've been through everything. I used to own a membership site at one time, for Lord's sake. So I've seen a lot of things, and I used to believe a lot of things until this guy Michael came along, and I said, surprise, This is the top of the opening range gap is what's going on. That's, hold on. Is that seriously? I need to look at this. Stand by. Let me go down to 1 minute. No, it is not. Okay. Sorry. It is... Wait. Hold on. There's the only problem with... I think it's just the high. The current painting in. Or just a New York kill zone. That's what it is. That's why I thought it was a previous high that got hit to the tick for a second, but okay. Sorry, squirrel for a second there. But yeah, I guess the question was would anybody have, is there anybody that listens or watches after the fact would have any value in alive? We'll see. Maybe I'll do it. Look how pretty that is now. You can see it now after. Low risk buy. I got first stage is what I took out of it. Here's second stage distribution. Original consolidation. Market maker buy model. Beautiful. I hooked up on the low risk buy. I'm pretty proud of that actually. These are end dogs. The purple. The entire red shade is a higher time frame PD array, so I know we're trading inside of it. That's how I know we're higher time frame bearish. You just start to understand however you want to set your charts up. Whatever works for you, man, or woman. I'm not here to tell you otherwise. That's all I'm saying. But so there's a few trades that I haven't made recently. There was the other day. Right, then it was at night. No, this is an afternoon one. This was yesterday. Yeah, this was Monday. I took a PM trade Monday. Check it out. This is kind of fun. Yeah, I forgot I didn't make a video about this yet. So here I got part of second stage of a higher time frame end of the model, it looks like. But a couple entries here. Once we change the state of delivery, then on a little bit of retracement I added on here. 160, 180, 150, so about 10 points away I added on. Right in the middle of, because we were delivering higher at the time. And expecting higher prices and I was using this NWAG up here as the black hole. So it took off first profits right here, which was, I don't remember right now. Oh, that's the top, that's the bottom of the NWAG. So that was my terminus. So boom, right there's the first exit. And I was looking for, literally, I had it at CE. The second take profit. I had one take profit here, one here, then one to close it. Is where I had my trade set up as. So I tagged the first one. It did not fill me on the second one. And I knew it was coming to the end of the 15 minutes, so I said I probably should just get out. But since I'm just practicing and learning this paper, like I would have closed this as a cash account, I guarantee it. I hate it when it gets that close. Like it literally touched the order, but it didn't fill it. I know it's paper, it doesn't matter. But it does things like that. So when you see that, and I knew it was a macro coming in 5 minutes, I was like, yeah, it's going to be another retracement on the 5 minute on the higher time frame. So I set the stop aggressive enough, so I got taken out right here. And then it didn't go all the way back down. So I saved profits. I just cut it off early. But I'd say that was a pretty nice trade. Came back down to touch it one more time. That was a beautiful tap. And then exit. I just missed that exit, so that was kind of fun. Yeah, so that was after the lunch macro. Setup hour, so it's all about when. I'm timing when now. Look at these PD arrays. That's what he was talking about way back here. And we marked these gray pools. And he talked about it just on the short term using it. Like he talked about using it here. Whoops. Control Z is my favorite keyboard command. Right there. There's the gray pool he was talking about. So, and I mean him, I'm talking about ICT, if anybody doesn't know. Michael J. Huddleston. That's where all this credit goes to. Him and the Lord Jesus Christ training people to understand this and him to build the language. Yes, I believe all of that. You can believe whatever you want. I'm not here to argue. So he traded off that, which is beautiful. That was a sweet trade. I wasn't in front of the markets. As I say, I've been doing a few things. There's enough things going on in my life. There's the market on close. Oh, excuse me, murder on close. Macro, that's fun. But just, yeah, so marking that back from May 1st, so last Thursday. Look at this later. I mean, that's just crazy for the close. And then, but wait, there's more. Respect, broke through, short time frame. Remember, this is 1 minute candles only. So higher time frame, it respected it. I mean, look at these turning points and closing and opening points. Look at these bodies. This is crazy. Then midnight. Look at midnight. Huh. Random. Look at where it's keying off of. Are you kidding me? Oh, so there's where we made the CE that. So that was that. Did he talk about that or did I talk about that? I don't remember. He must have. I'm sure it's from him somewhere a couple days ago last week. Yeah, that was at the 30-minute opening range that day. Midnight opening range, I should be specific. Yeah, look at how it used that again. That's that reclaimed gray pool. Is that a thing, Michael? That'd be funny. And then it just rips right through it. Look at that fun. There's NFP. Beautiful liquidity built up. Then Friday says hello. London low, consolidated. Took out the low, ripped it. Consolidated, waited for news. There you go. Funny. That's that monthly SSL liquidity price point. Huh. That's pretty wild. And that's where that one started. So that was the... Wait, hold on. $22.20. Interesting time, Thursday. I don't know. I mean, come on. Are you serious? Okay. All right. Asia, London, cruising up days. So that was the previous ones. Yeah, so I was going back. That's fine. Was there another one I wanted to talk about? But whatever. There's the one before. I don't know if I saw this one before or not. Couple little scalps. Sold a couple here. Bought it back. Stopped out. Re-entry. Oh, this was a fun re-entry. I remember this. Yeah, I haven't done any recording about this one either. So yeah, this is all new stuff. Hopefully people that are watching, you guys and girls is what that means all the time. No negative connotations here. Hope you don't take it that way. But yeah, this is a fun trade. This was my trading around the midnight open. Check this out. So we had this marked off. Here's our dealing range at the time. Yeah, I was in a little early. The right entry would have been at right in between 50 and 62. There's my second entry. So I took one entry here. Yeah, I was aggressive. It was midnight. It was late. I was doing some testing. But I wanted to test these working theories, and I was expecting movement at the midnight open to take advantage of this liquidity right here. So once it stopped it. I put the dealing range right there, you see. Entered on this bearish fair value gap once I saw that close. That was my entry point. Stopped up here. Second entry at consequent encroachment, or as close as I could get to it, is right below it. And then consolidated for a hair. Anticipating, yes, whether you're supposed to say it or not, I was anticipating lower prices at midnight to make this run. And here's exactly what it did. 59, there's midnight right there. First candle, shoots lower, slow consolidation, wham. First exit was at 0.25 of this Fibonacci drawing, so I was targeting this and then some. That's where it's taken out. Using this NWOG down here as a black hole again. CE was probably next take profit. And then I had rolled my stop because I didn't want to see a change of state of delivery back up, so I got stopped out right there. And it saved me from losing all that. Then I saw and I drew this fib on. This is a secret. I don't even know if it's true or not, but I drew it, and it is, it is what it is. So I got the fib drawn on this fair value gap, which has a volume imbalance in part of it, which you see right here. This is this bearish, excuse me. Originally it's a bearish fair value gap, which is why I was, once it went back above it, was why I wanted to get out, because I didn't want it to be an inversion, which it was. So it inverted right there. So when that inverted, I exited my trade. Because it's going to go higher. That means I'm wrong. And look, I was, yeah. So what I did is I drew the fib on this invalidation point that I used. And 2.5 standard deviations away, 597.50, 597.75, so one tick above 2.5 standard deviations to be able to engage in handshake. We closed right here. I entered on this down close candle, you see right there, because I was anticipating a retracement because we just hit the 2.5 standard deviations of this PD array. I have never heard, I can't quote anybody teaching that or training that, but I based my trade off of that. And I said I'm expecting a retracement down into this BISI at least, because it's, even if price were to go higher, because I'm wrong, if price wants to continue higher, that's fine. It still is going to come and retrace and fill this in. So I was taking advantage of this small time frame retracement. 591 down to 576. Hey, I'll take that. I'll scalp that all day long. And if I was wrong, if it didn't continue up, I was still right, but it did come back down to the NWOG again. Imagine that, black hole, gravity worked again. And it did eventually get to consequent encroachment, which was our second one, but I don't want to live through this retracement, so I got out and I took another trade. So that's kind of fun. So I love when I leave my fibs on, because I come back and see it later, just like I'm doing now. It's kind of part of my video journaling, so you're welcome if it helps you. This is how my brain sees some things. I don't know whether yours sees it the same or not. But this was testing the midnight opening range. So which is here. There's a reversal inside of it, because this is, look at the time. So what I was anticipating was it to go all the way down. That's what my terminus was. Since we know take profit 2 and 3 would have been down here. Which is also, I was looking at, different fibs. 1 standard deviation was my second take profit, which also lined up with consequent encroachment. So just barely missed, and then invalidated up there. So it is what it is. But I'll take that. That's fun. For testing midnight. So find whatever works in your brain, in your time of day, what you have access to. I was sitting on the couch doing this trade on my laptop, just watching the 1 minute candle. This blew me away. I was like, wow. I'm not trying to ever nail reversals, but that's the closest I've ever come, I'd say, on a short time frame like that. That was kind of fun to do that trade. And I love just getting on candles and wicks like that. And I was perfectly fine when it closed back above and say, yeah, look, we just tapped CE this, so it could have very well ripped my back around. Because it was definitely making some nice liquidity right here. You know, this is low resistance. But it's all about time. That was the end of the, so that created the midnight opening ranges right there from this low to that high. And then I shorted it right there. How crazy is that? At 2.5 standard deviations off of this PD array. That's insane. How can I know that? I don't know that. It just worked one time. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a thing or not. But I'm just saying, do some of your own research. Once you get to know how and when price is doing things, life's pretty freaking interesting, dude. And dudette, whoever you are. Let's just reset it. What are we doing? Enough looking at history. Little trip down memory lane there on my couple last trades. So there you go. If you like that and you made it this far, throw anything for a comment. I don't care. I hate it when people say that sometimes, but I understand why they do now, because it is pretty rare, I think, that people actually make it through this far in videos. So kudos to you if you did. You were going to do well. Yeah, it's just in jamming. Okay, we got a new top of the hour coming. Let's see what happens. 10:30 was the last time we were kind of interested. So far we got some liquidity pools here. We see 1.5 standard deviation. Excuse me, half standard deviation, which is also the previous hourly opening right here. So we took higher on the 15. The 1 hour is not. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. Let's see what happens. Sometimes there's some fireworks around the opening of the hour. So there's our new hour. So we got a lower hour opening. There's our AM range high. So it's cool when you layer on, and again, whatever works for everybody. If you're curious, yeah, I do got a few on here. Got the OHLC on the 1 hour. I like the algorithmic swing highs and lows. That's the blue lines you see painting in. Sometimes I've played with I haven't drawn in, but I can see the fair value gaps enough now, but it is fun if you want to put them on there. If you want to do like one of each, then it'll code it as David's done some amazing work. So there, inverts them. Now it's not inversion anymore. It's a reclaimed bearish fair value gap. See, fun happens around the top of the hour. Look at this juicy. I told you that was juicy liquidity up there. It's juicy down here too. There's juicy everywhere. That's why it's No News Tuesday. So I'm not trading anymore. I do need to test my new broker. I'm not going to test that on a recording though. Oh, I was just showing different NDOG, NWOGs. Last 5 of each. This is a free indicator that's out there. Rage Harder, I think, is the author. Once David releases his, I'll probably start using it just because he's got clean stuff. But this one does the job for me right now. I just do 5 NWOGs, 5 NDOGs, and I've colored them where NDOGs are purple and NWOGs are white. You see it kind of tricks me every once in a while, but it is what it is. I've traded with it long enough. It does the regular RTH gap. It's the green box, and it'll draw in the quadrants, so I love that. Maybe I need to do a slightly different shading, but just having those points of reference, like you see them right there, like there's a quadrant level, the green underline up there as well. I don't use event horizon in this tool, but I just use it for NDOGs and NWOGs. So that's what you see there. I do have some, so I always test different screens. I have many layouts, as most people do that have been in this for a while. FX4 indicator is awesome. So there's the kill zones. Let's get the kill zones. I don't use very much, but it is nice. Like we just saw how it showed that previous ages that, and that's a free one too. Most people know about that one. OHLC we had on there. That's the fun one. So that's what's drawing our algorithmic swing highs and lows. So it's just helping train your eyes to see this liquidity. The PO3s. There's the 15-minute one. So yeah, we're inside bar right now, the last 15 minutes. So just consolidating. The 1 a.m. This is the free one. It's probably the one that should be bought. You might have it backwards, David. I don't know. This is an incredible indicator. And he just keeps saying, I don't have the venom in there yet. See, I forgot to tag that on since I've done it. Different standard deviations. First presentation fair value gaps. It's drawing them in. It's just incredible. Once you've learned about all these PD arrays, it's not like it's going to tell you buy and sell. You still need to know. But what's crazy is, and I feel like I'm getting off a tangent again, but I don't care. It means that someone needs to hear it. Yeah, it's drawn all these lines, but it's not going to say buy and sell. I needed to know that there was an opportunity here. And yeah, I took a short advantage of it. I was targeting here. Look, there's a venom opportunity. That's fun. First minute breaking above the previous 8 to 9:30, because that's what we watched for. Interesting. Look at that. It's telling you right there. But it wasn't because it requires. We didn't see the BISI and the SIBI form, so there was a negative venom. But it alerts you to look for it. Look for potential. That's pretty cool. Sweet indicator, David. I love turning that back on. I haven't had that enabled yet. That's awesome. But that was my terminus. Was right there. Maybe that's a key. Maybe a failed venom is a sweet target. Make your own model, man. Whatever works. You can build a model around anything. That's what's cool about ICT Concepts. And I'm getting on tangents, so I'm sorry. But yeah, this just hit this indicator, so it doesn't matter. You need to understand you as a person, you as a trader, blah, blah, blah. If you made it this far, throw me a comment, do anything. I might do lives, let me know if anyone's interested. Just kind of like stuff like this. Just how I see price coming out and just playing around. I don't know if anyone's interested or not. I might test it. We'll see. Alright, turn that guy off. We're just eliminating some things and see what's out there for mine. PO3s, so it's nice to have more than one. I do. Again, I have 2 degrees. Elite package, so I got a lot of scripts out of my arsenal. It just depends on how you want to see things. Different layouts, I have different indicators. So I was talking about the NWOGs and NDOGs, so I don't usually watch this all the time. This is just the one I'm on today since I was just back in my office again finally. So what's kind of fun is, maybe I'll just pull this one over since I'm on a different screen. So here's an example of like one with just NDOGs and NWOGs with OHLC. I don't care about the whole market anymore right now. So just one, it's been a couple days since, so he's always updating it too. So before I'm going to update it, let's just see. So here's one that's fun, so it's much easier. So I have another screen that just has this. So yeah, that one you saw there was busy. It's all about how you want to set it up yourself. Look at how these higher time frame PD arrays layer in. This is the daily coming from a different chart. So these are 4-hour charts that we have the NDOGs, or excuse me, NWOGs here, because they're white. And then, oh, that was even MES. No, it's all 3, sorry. And then, so maybe you didn't catch that. Maybe I didn't say that. So I'm looking at all 3 markets here. ES, NQ, YM. This is where you can spot higher time frame SMTs, SMT potentials. So check this out. Lower low, right? Not. There's SMT. We're definitely going up here. I shouldn't say definitely, but there's a high probability that that's a turning point. It's a 4-hour SMT, so it might be powerful. Depends on how these close. We got a lot of time. This rips back down and closes down and it's off, but it's a potential SMT right now. Let's see, is it actually locked in? Let me see. What's the low on this one? 748.25, 746. So yep, this was already a lower low. That's definitely a higher low, and that's definitely a higher low. So that's the one nice thing about having the lines on your arrows. I can just leave it right there and then look at the other two charts and see where that line matches up. You can see there is definitely SMT right there. So that we should go higher. I hate being like that, but you know what I mean. But yeah, you can start to see SMTs makes interesting because now this is low resistance, this is low resistance, and this is higher resistance, but they're all pretty kind of equal lows. But that's just how you can see that. So watching all three markets on that one, and then here's the other one that has the end dogs. So they're purple. Last 5. Huh. Imagine that, huh? It's also part of the reason that I was bullish. We had just bounced off of this at 9 o'clock. There's the 10 o'clock open. Here's where I got part of that trade. I got part of this reversal. Not on the ES, but you know what I mean, right here. Watch. I can turn it on this one too. Bam. Look at where we entered. Look at where we exited. Just only part of it. So it's fun to look at it after the fact. But yeah, so in this view, I'm looking at the end dogs. In the 4-hour OHLC, that this is just inverted. Or excuse me, this is an inverted. It came back down. So these change automatically on it. So that's why it's, you have to know what you're reading. That's fun. So end dog, end logs. No news Tuesday. The magnet of this SSL liquidity again from the monthly time frame. All right, I've probably rambled long enough. Coming up on an hour, a little bit shy of. That's cool. That's that 15-minute. Look at that. What time is it? Macro just closed. Let's see the macro. Oh, there's the fractal delivery one too. That's fun. Yeah, it's going to play games, but it's eventually... That was a nice stab, and it didn't stay there long. It's just fun. Price is addicting. That's just the OHLC tool with some PO3s. And the fractal delivery. They're kind of doing the same thing. So that's what you see the fractal delivery. It's got right there, right there. We see it with these two because I have them set on the same. FX4 model, we got a previous days. Yeah, we're way down. Interesting. Okay. See that as soon as it closed inverted, boom. Look at price. Price is fun right now. The 15-minute low touched perfectly that. Here, I'll put this back so you see it. 15-minute. There we go. Think that's random? That just happened. Interesting. Layer in the NWOGs and NDOGs. Monthly open. So there's a tiny little balanced price range right there because there's a BISI and a SIBI right inside of it. That's what's fun about the tool too. When you have it drawn for you, if you do it with the PD arrays. So that's a balanced price range right here. This is low resistance. And it's off that higher time frame PD array though. That's interesting. And we just inverted that and it's going higher. It's part of this consolidation. Okay. All right. Yep. Questions, comments, concerns, throw them in there and we'll see where this fun ride goes. I got a lot of potential plans. We'll see. All right, guys, girls, have a great day. Hope that you liked it. If you did, whatever, like the thing, subscribe, do all the cool things if you want to. See if I can build something here. If I'm too boring, let me know. Maybe I'll try and to change up. I don't know. I'm just trying to do what I can do. All right, man. Girls, ladies, gentlemen, remember, tomorrow is promised for none of us. Make sure you live for today. God bless.